जी मिर्जा भाई, आपने बहुत ही इम्पोर्टेंट चीज की तरफ इशारा किया है और आप पहुंच गए इस्लाम की इज्तिमाई कैफियत और स्ट्रगल को, जिसके अंदर सबसे पहले तो आपको इस्लाम जो है वो 5 वक्त की नमाज की पाबंदी इसीलिए कराता है कि आप अपनी कम्युनिटी से इंटरेक्ट रहें इज्तिमाई कैफियत और स्ट्रगल को के मसले, जिसके अंदर सबसे पहले तो आपको इस्लाम जो है और अपडेटेड रहे की पाबंदी इसीलिए कराता है कि आप अपनी कम्युनिटी से इंटरेक्ट रहे कैफियत और स्ट्रगल को के मसले, जिसके अंदर सबसे पहले तो आपको इस्लाम जो है और अपडेटेड रहे की पाबंदी इसीलिए कराता है आप अपनी कम्युनिटी से इंटरेक्ट रहे समझाएंगे कि क्या तरीक़ेकार नॉर्मल जिंदगी का होना चाहिए। तो इंतजार फरमाइए। कभी कभी तो पाकिस्तान टेलीविजन में भी आपको याद है कि नशरियात में कभी कभी जब राब्ता मुनक़ता हो जाता था तो एक स्क्रीन चलती थी, इंतजार फरमाइए के। तो इसका मतलब ये नहीं था कि फिर वो टेक्निकल डिफिकल्टी कभी सारी सही होती।
हेलो, अस्सलाम वालेकुम।
वालेकुम सलाम। भाईजान की हाल चाल है?
जी ठीक, आप सुनाएं।
अल्हम्दुलिल्लाह। वो अपनी कल है जी 11 बजे, आज
कल।
अच्छा ठीक, यानी टुमारो, ठीक है वेडनेसडे ना?
हाँ जी कल।
चलो ठीक है, मैंने फिर लिंक भेज देना तुसी कल।
जी मैं भेजदा हुणी भेजदा।
जज़ाकल्लाह बाबा, जज़ाकल्लाह। ओके मिल जा।
Produce, record and stream all on one PC in SD and HD, and if you've got the 4K or Pro version, you can do that in 4K as well. So basically today in our office, we're just doing a simple 4K stream directly to YouTube live events. So I've got a Panasonic 4K camera going into a Magewell Pro Capture AIO 4K Plus card by HDMI, and then that's going into our studio PC, and that's being streamed out to YouTube in 4K. Now, 4K streaming and production is very resource intensive. So you've got to think of it like, instead of doing a HD production, 4K is 4 times the amount. So if you had, typically if you had something, you had 4 HD cameras, you want to do 4K, that's 4 times. So you're using 16 HD sources. And then if you want to stream and record, you've got to add that up as well, and it really adds up. So we've got a basic production here today, and we're using, 4% CPU, and we're using about 10 milliseconds render time for that. So for a basic, very, very basic 4K production. So what we're doing now is we're going to quickly show you what you could do in order to break that up a bit. So instead of doing it all on the one PC, what you could do is you could actually break up some of your production. So you could send out your streaming and recording to a different PC to do that. So you could send your program via NDI. So you're sending that over the network to a second computer, and then that second computer is handling all the recording and all of the streaming. Or you could have another one doing recording and streaming, and then you're sending that to YouTube, just to break it up a bit. We have a very simple production, like I said, so we can do it all on our one PC with no problem at all. But if you start adding 4 cameras and you have all these different sources and that kind of thing, it can really add up and be very resource intensive. So we're going to quickly show you today how to set it up on YouTube. So we'll go to our YouTube settings here. Basically, you need to, instead of going to stream now, you just need to go to the event section And then from the event section, you need to create a new live event. Then you need to fill out the details like you normally would for your video. And then you can select basic ingestion settings. So you can select 4K, or you can choose custom ingestion like I have here, and then create a new stream. That allows you to give it a name and that kind of thing if you want to use it later on. But you can just use basic and 4K. So make sure you select 4K from the drop-down menu. Then you'll need to copy the stream name to vMix stream name. Then head over to your vMix production, create a YouTube preset, and then pop in your stream key. Now you keep in mind that you need to set up 4K, so make sure you've got a 4K resolution and that you've set the bitrate to what YouTube recommends, which is 13 to 30 megabit, which is a really high amount of bandwidth. So remember that you need to keep some headroom. So you probably want to look at 20, 25 megabit minimum for streaming, upload streaming for your connection to make sure that you can, do at least 13 megabit. You can try a lower bit rate. So you could try something like 8 or 10 or something, but those are the recommended settings for YouTube, 13 to 30. And once you've done that, you need to start the stream in vMix, which will send the 4K stream over to YouTube. And then once you're there, YouTube will be able to pick that up, and you can preview the stream by going to the control center, and then you can preview it, make sure everything is good and it's all connected. You actually preview it in the video screen here, and then when you're ready to go to start streaming, you can click the start streaming button. So that's how you do it from the live events section in YouTube. So you're going to have to keep in mind that obviously you're going to need a 4K source, so either a video or if you're using a camera or say gaming output, you're going to need a way to input that into your computer. So you'll need a 4K capture card for that if you're going to do it. You're also going to need a computer that's going to be able to handle 4K video. And if you're recording and streaming, you're going to have to make sure that you've got enough resources for that. And then you're going to make sure that you need to make sure you have a lot of bandwidth. Now, we don't have great internet here in Australia, so it's a little difficult for us to do this kind of streaming. So we have to make sure that nobody else is in the office. I'm streaming at 13 megabit. So everything seems to be fine at the moment, but yeah, anything more, and I don't think it would be possible from our particular connection. So you're going to need a lot of bandwidth for 4K streaming. So yeah, that's vMix 4K streaming. And if you'd like to try out vMix, we have a free 60-day trial that you can get from our website with no watermarks. You can use it free for 2 months. And then if you want to use 4K, you can use our vMix 4K and vMix Pro. If you have any questions about 4K streaming, please feel free to send us an email via our website. And thanks for joining us today on this 4K live stream. See you later.
हैं।